So I just went ahead and I was gonna get off. Like I was gonna get off, but then I just saw this candle here, and I saw BBIG taking off, and I figured I would hop back on. It's kind of chill because I like I'm loaded up already on BBIG, so I kind of just hang out. But I figured I'd go live and just like kind of like chill, see if any of you guys are paying any attention. Let me know. Give me a second. I gotta shut the TV off. I don't want to get DMCA'd over. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. I'm also making dinner for the dogs. Yeah, dude. Like, I like got off, and then like literally within seconds of getting off, I saw this. So I figured I'd hop back on. I figured why not? I guess it's good that I like really leveraged myself up. To be honest, I mean, this might honestly launch us into something kind of crazy. I mean, there's not much resistance past 360, like at all that I'm aware of. And then this could force a margin call, like I don't know, this force margin calls all over the place. Realistically, it has to be big enough of a bank. Actually, if I like, that would be short on it. Let me look and I just want to see who's holding it. Who has the most of it, etc. Let's see, holders at the current time. Vanguard has the most. BlackRock has second most. Trying to see who doesn't have any that's a large bank. Oh, Goldman has some. Morgan Stanley. Yeah, so stuff is squeezing in after hours, so I'm staying on live longer than usual. Yeah. Um, yeah. Uh, can you call me? Can you call me before you come, because this is kind of wild. I mean, it's up 25. It's up 25% after hours. So, and like it just started. So I mean, like I don't know like what the rest of my evening is gonna look like. Like basically anything could happen. Well then, yeah, of course. I just might have to be in front of my computer. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bye. Sweet. Senior's gonna cut my grass. Let's see. So at this point, there's really not many people like other than Citadel has 0.01% of the company. They have 23.18 thousand shares. So 23,108 or 180 shares. I don't know. Is this like the first margin call? Maybe? Like, what the hell is going on? I want to know if this is going to flow anywhere else, though. Let's see. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so SPY slightly up. We are gaining ground. Hold on. Let's see. Nothing really. Like, I mean, this is definitely going to help the Qs, and I have a lot of leverage on the Qs, so that's a win. Now the next, I'd say the two next biggest gamma launch pads are going to be MULN and ATER. Now that's just from a gamma standpoint, like if you look at their here, let's look at their option chain real quick. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Look at the implied volatility. Holy shit. All right. So that's 1 million shares that would have to be hedged for at 150. Right. Now here are the main monthlies though. 1.4 million. Another 1.4 million. I mean it could just FOMO into something crazy. Let's do ATERs. Now remember, ATER it's on the threshold. It has a 41% short interest on the float. And then this options chain is pretty nice. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. It's just the short interest on it and being on the threshold. Look at these monthlies. Almost 2 million shares, almost 4 million shares, 3 million shares. And it could move. Now it could definitely move. Let's see. All right, so RSI is cooling off a little bit. We're above all of my major points of resistance, though. That like we've been kind of like dwelling over for quite a while now. So I believe that the sell wall was like 363. I think that past that there's really not much. I don't think that there was anything. Oh, I was? No. What's the date? Well, what's the date? Does anyone have the date? Oh, May 18th. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. I mean, that's gonna go ahead and that's going to unleash so much like so much pressure for like different stocks. Like think about how the margins are already, right? This is probably going to keep running, and now that's going to make things even tighter for these. I mean, holy God. This is good news. Yep. 18 minutes ago. Announced that 18 says a record date for dividend. That's awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations if you loaded up today, like just in time. Seriously. And there's only I believe it's 19 million in that float, right? Could be wrong, but I believe it's 19 million. And that's such a Cryptide is such it's such a disrupting company too. A disruptive company. Oh my gosh, what are they at? What are they at? Hold on a second. I have $3 options. That's awesome that I have $3 options. I'm amped right now. I have 3 for tomorrow's. I have 3s for tomorrow, and then I have 3 monthlies. And then I also have a 4 for tomorrow that I just bought because it was like literally $1, and I didn't know what to do with it. And then I have a 350 for next week as well. But I do have 3s for tomorrow. Ching. That's gonna be a big hit. It's gonna be a big hit. Oh, bro, like it might even go higher than that though. Like let me look at the order book on Ortex. Hold on, I'm gonna do it on my other screen here, so I can leave this chart up. Right now, sell walls at 330. The only thing I have in the order book, 330. So, I mean, I'll let you guys know if anything changes as far as that is concerned. But I mean, it's hitting $3.30, and then past that, it doesn't really look like there's too much standing in the way. Let's pay attention to volume though, as well, because I mean, like all the MOASS stocks have been volume deprived. We all know that. But let's see, like, let's also compare what like AMC, GameStop, ATR, MULN, CEI. Let's like compare what their volumes are today. That way, we have an idea of what they're going for or what they're looking at tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a crazy day. After a huge buy day and then a huge sell-off, I hope that you guys took advantage and sniped. I know I did. I was sniping all day. I was selling things that I didn't even want to sell, just to snipe. Not everything was necessarily BBIG, but I was able to add the MULN today. I bought a crap ton of AMC options. I did add a little bit to my BBIG position, but I didn't like load up like I wish I did now. This is insane. All right, 344 is the next level. Nah, 340 now. We're seeing a little bit. No, 344. It's like they're throwing iceberg bids up. I don't know if you guys know what that like an iceberg bid is. Bro, I can't tell you what to do with your money. You're asking me about like holding it. Like if the Tide dividend date is till the 18th, I mean realistically, I'm gonna hold until I get the Tide dividend. And I'll just make money on options. I have enough options. I mean, if I don't get enough, like if I don't make enough money off the if I don't make enough money off straight BBIG, it is what it is. I could then make money off Cryptide, depending on whatever that gets up to. But I have a good amount of straight shares, and I have a good amount of options. So I'll just sell options whenever I see fit. Like whenever I feel like I could roll up, obviously I'll roll up. And as far as shares go, I'm probably not going to buy any more shares. I'm heavy on shares. So with that being said, like for me, it's just about holding on to what I got and then just rolling options. But the options are going to be insane on this. I'm looking at the volatility. And then now these are for tomorrow, but like let's look at the monthlies. I mean, they're already in the chain only goes up to 5. I think they're going to extend the chain. I definitely think that they're going to extend. Yeah, like I think that they're going to extend the options chain. They kind of have to. Well, I mean, once it's supply and demand. I mean, once there's a demand for it, like the market maker will go ahead and handle that. Sometimes I don't like uh, when they add like 50-cent increments though. Sometimes that gets a little bit dicey depending on I don't know, a couple like just different factors. But hopefully the rest of the market kind of gets this, buying mentality. We did see going into close, so that's a dub. That's definitely a dub. I feel like they're going to be trying so hard to keep eye on like the other MOASS stocks, but once you let one go, it's got to be. You think it's going to be, dude? I think it could be as high as it could be higher than 5. Honestly, like right now, this is just FOMO. Like imagine what options would do to it. Like people are just buying straight shares right now. Imagine what. So with when you're buying options, right? Like the market maker has a hedge based on like the amount of gamma that you're applying with the leverage. So if you now also remember there are no halts in after hours too, which is sweet. But downside is no options. So you go ahead and you leverage, right? Then the market maker is going to go ahead and say like go ahead and say reserve those shares for you. And with all these people going to jail, I mean the market maker really can't screw up with all the pressure going on around them. So he's going to have to actually delta hedge, and then that could just go ahead and cause this thing to go off the rails. Like we could be talking about like a very, very, very expensive stock. I mean, they own a decent percentage of TikTok. They own TikTok's largest competitor. Now, remember, TikTok is also the reason. Well, I mean, hopefully. But all right, so remember how Facebook sold off there's like a billions on their market cap, right? Mark Zuckerberg's response was because of TikTok's TikTok taking market share. Now, if Zash, BBIG, owns a nice chunk of TikTok, and then they also own Lemotive, which is TikTok's largest competitor. I mean, I think it's safe to say, that this could be a disrupting company. Since I said to pay attention to the volume, we're already up like 1.5 million on volume. At this point, just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know. I probably said that 5 minutes ago. This is insane. Absolutely ludicrous. Oh my god. Yo, I'm amped right now. I don't know if there is one. Hold on. Let me check out. Yo, if you guys don't mind liking and subscribing, I would really appreciate it because these algos freaking suck. I'm gonna check for you though. It's not even coming up on Ortex. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, but it's not even coming up on Ortex. But that's because it's not out yet. But I mean, if it's a $19 million, or if it's a 19 million float, right? And we get 10 for every one. I mean, we're already talking about people who are holding a stock for the dividend, right? So people, chances are, going to then hold. Yes, it's 10 to 1. Yeah. So for every 10 of BBIG that you own, you get 1 Cryptide. That's correct. So I'll have a nice chunk of Cryptide that I'll just hold on to. I'll just let it sit there, right? So we might face some resistance to 15 of people that just want to get their money out, or those people are going to be amped and want to, just keep riding the train. I mean, I can't really tell, but like past that, like when they start delta hedging, I'm almost like afraid to well, I'm not afraid, I'm amped. Like I'm like sitting here like confused as to like how many halts there are going to be. Because BBIG had a lot of options out on it. MULN has a lot of options out on it. ATR has a lot of options on it. AMC and GME, well, GME doesn't really get that many options. AMC is loaded on options last time I checked. Let me check it real quick. All right, this is for tomorrow. It's 1 million shares. Between those two, that's about 1 million shares. That's another 1 million shares. So it's 3 million shares up to 17. I mean, if they're in trouble with their margin and they're in AMC, right, and BBIG, they say that they're short on BBIG, and then and they're obviously kind of screwed on AMC, then they might get margin called on AMC, and then AMC could go ahead and really, really screw some people up as well. I mean, and I actually noticed, not today, but I believe it was yesterday, Netflix and AMC were moving literally within a fraction of a second, and they're staying like around the same percentages. And this went on for like, I don't know, went on for like a good hour, okay, where AMC and Netflix were trading at the same percentage. Like, that, there's something wrong there. So basically, if then AMC goes ahead and that hits some, let's say that gets some gamma, okay, then we might be talking about a large cap potentially getting some margin calls. Now, if something like Netflix gets margin called, right, then think about the ETFs that have Netflix in it. There's a hell of a lot more than that have, let's say, BBIG or AMC or GameStop, right? Now we're talking about like whatever positions are in that specific ETF. Now those are going to go ahead and feel some pain potentially. It's such a slippery slope. It is such a freaking slippery slope. Like, once these go, it could just go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. There's no way they could hold on. Now I might be speculating here pretty heavily. Okay, I think that the Fed decision that was I was expecting a 75 basis point hike. Okay, I think most people were, actually, even though it was, like, he was telegraphing less. I think more people were expecting like a very hawkish Fed. So it was a frenzy buying, obviously, and then today was a sell-off, like as in like, okay, haha, we tricked you, right? But then this happened, and as long as like you were properly hedged and like you were really nimble with it, like, I mean, you probably capitalized and probably killed it off the volatility. But anyways, I mean, like, I had a feeling that something was up with, obviously, like the huge buying, the huge selling, like they're trying to scalp essentially. So I actually put extra leverage on like the MOASS stocks for this weekend, next week. More so AMC. I bought some more MULN. I did add a couple contracts here to BBIG. Nothing crazy. I added calls to GameStop. I think that after this, they're going to have to go ahead and drop the XRP case too, because think about it, like they're gonna, like we're gonna have we have I think that we already have hyperinflation. I could already like argue that. People say it's just high inflation. I'm gonna call it hyperinflation at this rate. I mean, my buddy just messaged me and said that he paid $4.50 for gas. That's like we're not used to doing that. I think they're gonna have to go ahead and write it off on the XRP ledger. Like, I'll be honest. I think that like if you guys want to go down my rabbit hole real quick, right? Just look at this. This is today. This is the 1 minute. Okay. Now here's my line of where I thought we would break out, right? But now this is a 1 minute chart, and I mean I'm seeing like a inverse head and shoulders type deal right there, personally. I mean, now pay attention to the blue lines here. Pay attention to the blue lines. We're right here. So we're at the bottom, we're just below my trend line that I had previously drawn up. I mean, it's ISO compliant. Why else would the SEC be suing them? The dates line up. Yes and no, because a lot of people don't know how to hedge properly or play like the downside. Like for instance, I bought like 70 UVXY puts. And then previous to that, I played it on the way up, and I had like 20 some calls. I think I had 25 calls. And then on the way down, though, I just felt like the VIX was way too high, and it just something didn't feel right. I thought that we would see a correction. So with that, obviously, usually it goes VIX down, SPY up. I was like, you know what? Screw it. These things are like $3 a piece. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna unload. So like it was like 200 and some bucks, but I bought 70 calls. Or sorry, 70 puts. Excuse me, 70 puts. I bought them at $14 each, or 14 strike, and it's at 17 right now. I mean, if we start seeing like margin calls and all mayhem goes crazy, like it just backed holdings up 5% after hours. Sweet, I have them. I don't know if any of you guys have them, but I do. I want to see if anything else goes, because this could just be a chain reaction event. I can't tell you what to do with your money. If you're here to have somebody else tell you what to do, you're in the wrong place. I'm not a financial advisor. I just talk options, talk gamma, talk option Greeks. I feel like too many people play options. That's my thing. Is like I feel like too many people play options and they don't know they're Greeks or anything. They just buy them as like lotto tickets, and it just not it doesn't help, essentially. Wow, look at that bust. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, absolutely, dude. So in my eyes, look at that. Oh my God, this is just extreme buying pressure. In my eyes, it's companies that are in like a lot of ETFs and companies that a lot of banks hold, right? That just have dramatic swings. Okay, like if they're short, they're absolutely they're screwed. I was actually about to make myself dinner, so I could kind of smell it. Let me go ahead and turn the one burner off. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I was gonna make myself dinner, but like now I'm like too excited. Let's see here. Which one's gonna go next? Look how far down ATER is like getting pushed down now that this is running. Because this was that. I mean, that was like almost flat. You think CEI is next? If CEI goes, I'm buying Viking Energy. Yeah, I know. I watch it a lot. If CEI goes, I'm not gonna buy CEI. I'm gonna buy Viking Energy. I'll tell you. Well, actually, I'll show you why. It's gonna be a 1-to-1 share. What's it called 1-to-1 share. Like, oh, okay, let's see here. So right now it's trading at 67 cents. So for every Viking Energy that you have, you'll get one CEI share when they merge. You have both. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, they have the patent on what's it called? They have the patent on carbon capture. Like, if you want a clean environment, you're gonna have to, capture carbon. It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. Let's see. 83 on the RSI. I'm calling $5. Easy. Potentially, and then if it clears 5 with like ease, then like 750. I'll be that crazy with it, saying that it'll go that high. We'll see. Yeah, you're right. It could open at 10 at this pace. Imagine what's going to happen in Asia when they see this. Because did you guys see? I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going to pull it up real quick anyway, though. So these are all the companies from China that we are delisting as of, let's see, so as of May 12th, I believe. Wait. Okay. Oh, no, okay. So this is the date that it was identified. Look at all these Chinese companies. All right, that's May 4th, so that's yesterday. So starting here, yesterday. Bang, 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 bang. These are all being delisted. Every single one of them. Neo, bang, MULN competitor that halted production. Think about that. I mean, that's a lot of Chinese competition that we aren't going to have to go ahead and invest. It was very, very smart to release this, like, I think in after hours, because there's no halting. So then it gives us kind of like a starting point for tomorrow. I mean, we're all probably like way deep in the money on our options. Like, I don't know how many of you guys are option snipers like that. Like I classify myself as like a derivatives most of the time, except for really just MOASS stocks. I just trade derivatives. I mean, mostly warrants and options. To be honest, so I have a good portion of these options. We're gonna have to roll up, but the problem is that if we roll up, right? I mean, we're already at $4 after hours. Okay, these are the monthlies. All right, now the weeklies for next week go up to $6. Okay, $6. Like, what? 550 in June. It's $10 in July. I don't want to do an option where where I would eat that much theta. I just wouldn't want to do an option that I eat that much theta at all. So I really think that they're going to have to roll out a new chain. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, anyone new rolling in, if you don't mind, throw me a like or subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Being a new YouTuber, it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I mean, all I do is like chart and try to snipe options all day. I mean, today I sniped the shit out of a Tesla option. I have 3 of those. 2 are lottos. Okay, one is actually like a 930, so I kind of I got that one actually pretty cheap, but it's pretty close at this point. I have about 70 AMCs and I have 70 UVXY puts. I have about 30 TQQQ calls. I have maybe like 7 or 8 AMD calls that I bought on the dip today. I have 5 SPY calls. Yeah, 5 SPY calls. I mean, like, I don't call, I won't call like what I'm doing out. Like, I won't give like a specific strike price, and it's not coordinating or anything like that. I just pull up a chart and I say, oh wow, this looks really nice, and then I'm like, hold on, guys, and then I go and do my thing, and I'll look at the Greeks and kind of see where I want to be. Usually I'm at the money or like a couple up, right? Like maybe I'll be at the money, or I'll be like 2 strikes up, something like that. And then as I roll up, like a couple cents away, maybe 15 cents away, whatever, then I'll roll up to the next one and I'll get more of them, and I'll get more exposure that way. I mean, it's all about getting the most bang for your buck, and that's how I've found that I get the biggest bang for my buck. Now, if I do see a reversion coming, then I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Then I'll just wait for whatever's happening to cool off, and then I'll play it off that. But I mean, I pretty much talk options and roll with options all day, all day long. I'm also down to answer whatever kind of questions. And I am open to new plays all the time. I mean, of course, these ones down here, especially, okay, they're not going anywhere on my list, but at the same time, if I have money sitting on the sidelines, why not make more money? So then I could go ahead and I could leverage more and more and more. I mean, I made money off the SPY going down, right? And then I leveraged AMC to the upside today. So it's just alternative ways of making money. I know a lot of people don't like that. Like they think, oh, you should do AMC and GME only or whatever. But you guys wouldn't even be looking at my, at this channel right now if BBIG wasn't running. You know what I mean? So obviously you guys are down to make money elsewhere. And I like learning about new opportunities too, because CRX, yeah, they did. Thank you, Turtle. Appreciate you. JMS, did you see what the DTC the new haircut paper or no? Because that explains a lot of potentially on what's happening right now too. Okay. With that being said, think about all the new margin requirements, what you just said, and then also BBIG running like this, right? So let's see here. You said they hold a lot of overseas equities, right? Well, technically, we would see that tomorrow. That's my thought, is we'd see it tomorrow. We'd see all that buying from yesterday. Yeah, from yesterday, we would see that tomorrow. So that's why I leveraged extra to the upside, and then I have a few hedges like in place. Like I bought I bought a few TQQ puts like as a strangle for the calls that I have. I have a lot more calls than I do puts, but just so like I'm not like thrown out to waste if the Q's open down. Like I have basically a few hedges in place, but I mean, I just figured that like if they're buying this much, then we're going to see that data on Friday, aka tomorrow. So there's no point in me really buying these hedges. I mean, I did it because I feel like it would be like irresponsible not to, but I kind of felt like I was throwing money down the drain as I was doing it. Although there might be a point where like they try to do like a bull trap, and then all of a sudden like everything just drops off, and then that'll be like my time to shine, and I could go ahead and I could sling them. But I mean, I think things are going to get really ugly for them really quick, and once one margin call rolls out, it's not going to stop as long as it's a big enough entity. If it's not a big enough entity, we might be screwed. Like it might like, but I can't. I haven't even factored that in. I mean, just between all right, Amazon the other day. Yeah, like they took such a huge hit to their market cap. Facebook like recently took a huge hit to their market cap. Netflix took a huge hit to their market cap. Now, Netflix the same day beat on their earnings, but yes, they had a projected loss of growth. I understand that, but they already have a plan to go ahead and fix that with commercials. Now, obviously, nobody wants to pay for commercials, but as a consumer, it feels nice to have a choice. They're giving you a choice. You could either go ahead and deal with commercials, like as if you were watching TV, or you pay a little bit extra and you just get the normal Netflix viewing experience. I mean, realistically, it's just kind of keeping up with inflation. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Tesla's been moving like, here we go. It's going to come back right here. Tesla's been moving like $100 a day back and forth. I know it trades at an extremely high multiple, right? But look at the guy behind them. YouTube is still making. What do you mean it's still making it work? I'm confused. Like, it's making what work? Oh yeah. So it's Hulu, but Hulu doesn't have as many like hits as say Netflix does. Hulu definitely doesn't have as many subscribers as they do. The biggest competitor to Netflix, in my opinion, would be Disney Plus. I'm sure you probably agree with me. I actually bought a put on Disney Plus today because of because of DeSantis doing like the new tax thing where like Florida is going to tax them. They're not going to be in charge of like their own like area anymore at Disney World. And then because of like the fall off on Netflix subscribers, right? Thinking like, maybe Disney Plus is going to have a little bit of a fall off. So I actually bought I believe I bought like a 100. I like to go like a little bit either above or below like where everybody else is, just because if it becomes max pain, I like to be on the right side of it. So I bought I believe it was like I think it was like $106 put. I think, or maybe it was 100. Oh, fuck. I think it was $106 put. I mean, just lotto puts, just because like with these companies, like these mega caps or large caps, I don't know what you'd want me to refer to them as. Look at ATR, it just came back, what, 8%. With these mega caps going like this, I mean, you catch one and like you could be like up thousands of a percent, and it would only cost like $5. I mean, it's literally, it's like reaching into a box of winning lottery tickets almost. I don't know, but I mean, there's obviously like some like calculations made. Like I thought about like the way that Netflix sees their growth, and then I thought about the fact that they're going to get taxed differently now. You know what I mean? That's why I made the decision. But I mean, right now it's kind of obvious on the decisions in my eyes. No, they are, dude. They talked about that already. So Netflix is so they're doing it in like a year, apparently. They're going to experiment with it over the next year, I believe, is what was said, and then they're going to implement it. Now, I kind of like the idea. I like the idea of having a choice, like as a consumer, though. I mean, like, yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I don't pay for my Netflix. Like, I use my sister's. It is what it is, right? Like, a lot of people don't pay for their like the Netflix that they use. Uh, so like I mean, I guess you could say like password sharing, blah blah blah. But I mean, how Facebook claimed that their revenue was down because of ads, and how I just talked about BBIG and TikTok. Think about Netflix now. So if somebody doesn't want to pay their membership fee that's higher, right? Then they have to watch ads that Netflix could then charge the company that's advertising for, or that they're advertising for. I mean, that's actually a boost to revenue, in my opinion, on Netflix's part. I mean, I could be wrong, but you're giving people a choice in order to go ahead and like not look at commercials, but then you're going to charge them more, so that would be a boost in revenue, right? But if they don't want to pay that upgraded fee, now you get to add commercials, and then you get to charge the company that's doing like putting on said commercial. Like that's going to be a huge jump in revenue, especially if that's the reason why Facebook fell off so much. It only makes sense. I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate. Good luck on your position, by the way. I hope you have as many calls as I do. Oh, what's next, guys? Which one's gonna go next? Backed is only 4. ATR was down 10%. And that's only down 3.8. If we get a second one out of the MOASS list here, or say like a big cap to go, that's it. Like there's got to be no freaking way. Now, a lot of people draw wick to wick. I draw body to body, just so we're aware and we're not questioning as to why I'm drawing the way that I'm drawing. I just because I watch things on like a 1 minute candle or a 1 minute time frame. I like to watch how each wick closes and opens, and that's how I snipe options. So just wanted to throw that out there. That way you guys know why I'm drawing the way that I'm drawing. No, you didn't. You sold BBIG. Oh, I don't want to ask you a personal question, but you didn't sell that much, did you? I mean, I don't trade options like that. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, bro. I think I have a couple thousand shares. And then I have like probably 20 options, give or take ish. I'm sorry. No, it's going to go higher than that, in my opinion. I think it'll be in the 20s at some point. I mean, fundamentally, you got to keep in mind, like, they own a portion of TikTok. They own TikTok's largest competitor in case TikTok gets banned in the US. Then people could just download Lomotive, and then they could just use the same algorithm. Not only that, but I mean, like, because like they like do stuff at like EDC. I go to a lot of festivals and stuff, but like they're like a disruptor. They're different. They don't do like they're not like a Facebook. They're not anything like that. But that's one of the things that kind of like makes them stand apart is they could go ahead and they could take that ad revenue that caused Facebook to lose like a couple $1 billion. What up, Nemesis? How you doing today, dude? Welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that everyone's as amped as I am and as levered up as I am. And that is not financial advice at all, but it's just like I'm just amped at how like I'm amped at my execution, I guess. I'm sorry that like well, actually no, I'm not sorry. I'm amped at my execution. So sorry for being excited about that, I guess. And the timing of it. Holy shit. I'm just waiting for the next one though. Because if this causes another, MOASS stock to go, or if it causes a mid cap to go, then we could be looking at just, one after another. Yo, for real. The barcoding was getting annoying. The barcoding, I just like, it was just too much. Like, we're gonna take a break from the chart for 2 seconds. Look at the barcoding. This to me tells me how tight their margins must be. Like, once this goes, the one problem that I see is if they don't go ahead and if they don't expand the options chain, because the options chain is going to fill up very, very quickly, and the furthest or the closest one is in July. I don't want to eat that much data, right? That goes up to $10. Now before that, we're talking like $5.50. Now the close ones go up to like $6. I mean, by the time after hours is over today, we might be able to hit $6. Like, that's a problem. That's a real big problem in my eyes. If you guys are hopping in though, if you guys would, throw me a like and a subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Starting a new channel the algos are just not set up to help you out at all. But I cover what's moving, and I cover the MOASS stocks, and I snipe options. So if you're into that kind of thing, then this is the place for you. 4 months. I don't know how long I've been holding mine. Maybe I have to see what my cost average is. Or hold on a second. I have like a couple thousand. I don't know. I've just been rolling options on it, and I've just been holding my straight shares, not really adding to them because I've just been making money on options. my cost average is $3.02. So I don't know when I bought it, but my cost average is 3,000. Or I'm sorry, was $3, and I bought like three. I have like 3,000, and then I have a lot of options. I have like 20 options, give or take. I have more AMC options. I wish that I had more BBIG options in this current second, but we'll see. I just feel like once you let one of these out of the bag, like we're doing with BBIG right now, I feel like one of these other ones is just gonna rip, just because of FOMO. Like, think about all the people that like know like how BBIG is tied to like the MOASS stocks. Think about how many of those people are gonna now fill into into those MOASS stocks, like say like CEI, ATER, MULN, GameStop, AMC. Like, chances are just probably a lot. And then also, oh dude, it hates us. It hates us. I'm telling you. I get a bunch of bots, to be quite honest with you. But anyways, the 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 thing that I find really interesting, and this is something that probably a lot of people aren't even thinking about, is that right now, today is a Wednesday, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, today's Thursday. Excuse me. Tomorrow is Friday. So options in the morning are going to be so fucking cheap for the dailies. If you're trading, if you are a I appreciate that, yo. If you are a ballsy trader, okay, and you have a high risk appetite, I do. You could go ahead and you could load in for like next to nothing at the money contracts, like in the morning, let's say. And that's not financial advice at all. It's not for the faint of heart, right? Now that's money that I'm willing to like let go to zero, just to be very clear, okay? But if you go ahead and you hit right and you throw down enough, you're looking at some big bucks if it does, like, say, gamma. Just saying. Prague. What is Prague doing? Prague was on my list, but the low IV was really pissing me off. Yeah, it's after. I believe that it is undervalued in my opinion, but I mean, I've been thinking BBIG was undervalued for months, and it took months to take off. But I agree with you on Prague. I mean, like, Prague could be one, obviously right there with it. Right now I don't have as many Prague positions as I do like these guys. And I'm playing like high volatile options. Like right now I have Tesla options out. You know what I mean? I have Netflix options out. Which are, they're trading at a higher premium right now than something with a low IV. So I've been kind of paying attention to that. I've been also trading a lot of SPY contracts, just because SPY's been ripping. It's up, down, up, down. So that's just money. Also, if you guys don't know about it, if you guys are options traders and you don't know about it, there's this. Where the hell is it? It's towards the top, I believe. SPY-G, right? SPY-G is it's similar to SPY. It's the highest growth companies in the SPY. Okay. So, and I believe that their largest weight company is going to be Apple, but it's almost like a way to trade SPY contracts for like a fraction of the premium, but still make dough on it. So just throwing that out there. What's Bitcoin trading at right now? Because that is taking a toll on SPY, and it has been all day. 36.5. Sub 36.5. 1 second, guys. I just want to look at this. Uh-oh. We're headed up. We're headed up. That's like healthy growth. That could be seen as a double top, in my opinion. But you could also think about it as like a double bottom too, and then could be a nice little cup here that we're forming. Overall, I think that today, because we're going to see the T+2 tomorrow from that big buy day, I think that today was kind of like their, I guess, last scalp. And honestly, like if you knew what you were doing and you scalped it or you hedged right, or like played the market both ways, then you made a shit ton of money too. Like, I don't know, in my eyes, and like it could be way up or way down the market, right? But you can make money both ways. Like I made money on the SQQ today, and then I made money on the TQQ today. I did puts and calls on the UVXY. Like, it's all about making money in every different environment, in my opinion. So I'm going to see if that wedge is at. Let's see. Where is this going to stop? Funny how it stops right on top of that line. Right where that topped out. TA doesn't lie. I'm sorry. It might be wrong for like, I don't know, a brief minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. But it seems like it always flies. Back to 3? No way. No way. No way, dude. I wouldn't, there's no way in hell that I'd believe you. I mean, you have to imagine on a 10-to-1, right? It's going to have people buying 10 at once, okay? Like in sets of 10, right? And then on top of that, for what they're receiving 1 cryptide for every 10, and then of the cryptide, there's only going to be a 19 million float. Like, now, also, the announcement date is the 18th, right? Or the dividend date is the 18th. So until the 18th, it doesn't matter how long, or I guess like how hard the squeeze is. A lot of people are going to still hold on because they want that cryptide. I mean, like a lot of people in squeezes, and this is just statistics. A lot of people in squeezes aren't going to be able to tell where the top and like where the bottom is. It's nearly impossible to top tick. I'm going to scale personally. That's how I'm going to do things. It's like I'm going to scale in and out. But a lot of people aren't going to know. And a lot of people are going to go ahead and hold this until, I know I'm going to hold this until I get my cryptide, right? Now, after that, I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to hold it for. I might keep holding on to it because I think it's fundamentally undervalued as it is. And say that, they go ahead and they outlaw TikTok like the last administration wanted to do with they're giving Elon grief with Twitter, right? So imagine if they outlaw TikTok, okay? Lemotive then comes in and runs on TikTok's algorithms because Zash owns TikTok or owns a piece of TikTok. So of course they're going to have access to the algorithm, and then it's a U.S. company too. So That, I mean, think about the market cap that Facebook lost because of ad revenue, and give it to, to BBIG, to Zash. I mean, I mean, that's pretty much like the same argument with what's it called? The same argument with Netflix. They have a plan in place to go ahead and add a commercials thing. So they're giving their clients a choice whether or not they want commercials. I mean, I'd rather have a choice than have no choice at all, right? And then if we're talking about advertisements, I mean, Hulu does it, right? But Hulu doesn't give you a choice, do they? I mean, like, I don't really watch Hulu, but I mean, that the whole thing is going to be ad revenue. I don't know how many of you have TikTok. I don't have TikTok. But I mean, sorry about the dogs. But like, you just see people scrolling on it for hours and hours and hours. So if people are fighting for, advertisements, especially for the younger generation, I mean, BBIG could be the ticket. I mean, unless what's it called? I'm sorry, dogs. Anyways, as soon as they what's it called? As soon as they go ahead and they roll out, I feel like they're gonna have a bunch of money to go ahead and further develop Lemotive, right? And then our best scenario is that they do ban TikTok, because then Lemotive would have all of TikTok's old users. I mean, that's the my case for potentially wanting to keep it. I mean, I don't know. I just know that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold on to my straight shares, and I'm going to roll the ever living crap out of options. And I really hope that they roll a longer chain, because if they do not roll a longer chain, it's not going to be good for the stock. It's not going to, the stock is going to get stuck. But if they say roll it to, well, they have it at 10 in July. So say that they roll it to, I don't know, 20 for next week, right? I bet you the stock would hit probably like in that neighborhood. I would buy, depending on close. I'm probably going to be a buyer tomorrow about like 2 hours into the day, depending on price action, of course. I'll probably be a buyer for like next week, after like the IV goes down a little bit from people FOMOing in, and I kind of see how price action is going. Also, I want to see where SPY is at. I want to see what's going on with Bitcoin. And I want to see what the hell's going on with AMC, because I have a lot of options there that could be doing work on BBIG instead, if AMC isn't going to go anywhere. I mean, my straight shares are fine. They could sit there, but like, I consider option money and straight share money completely different. But that's me. I feel like I'm like sitting here talking to myself. Like, what do you guys like? Are there any other plays that you guys are in? Like tell me what's good. Like, do you guys see anything else moving? My dad's outside cutting my grass actually for me on his riding lawnmower. So sorry about the dogs. They're probably gonna geek for like probably like a little while, tiny little while. See, I thought Bank of America was going to be screwed and UBS would be screwed because they lost a lot of money during Archegos, or during that Archegos thing. But they actually are holders. Actually, I didn't see UBS on the list for BBIG holders, but Bank of America has a nice chunk, so they're not. I mean, they could be selling calls, but they're not short. Oh god, I want that UVXY to go down so bad. SoFi. What's that chart look like? I haven't even looked at a SoFi chart in a while. You have a 7.5? Tell me you bought it down here though, right? Did you buy it down here or no? Or like have you been holding it? Or did you like lotto it? Because that makes a huge difference. That's the worst. Plus side is that BBIG is doing this, and it might actually set up for margin calls, and SoFi might get margin called. It's, I mean, I'd consider it, I guess, like similar, like kind of trading in the thing. See, I went like max exposure today for like this week and next week because of what happened 2 days, or well, yesterday, because I knew that it's T+2. So I loaded up on calls of AMC. I added like a couple of BBIG. I added more GameStop. I think I have two that expire tomorrow, and then I have one that expires in July, so it's after the dividend date. And then MULN I added to, Netflix I added to, I added to Tesla. That's pretty much it. Oh, and SPY and TQQ and UVXY, because I'm thinking like, oh well, like shit's gonna get volatile, and probably tech is gonna get margin called. But I mean, then and SPY is, obviously the overall market itself for the most part. I just wanted like as much exposure as I could possibly afford while still being responsible, because it's like really hard to do that, giving yourself like max leverage while being responsible. Especially when you have a high risk tolerance, and any of you that have a high risk tolerance, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. We need this to pump overnight. I feel like at 8 o'clock, as soon as this market closes, I bet you I don't want to bet anybody because, like, whatever. But I have a feeling that Bitcoin is going to catch a huge bid once the market's closed. And my thought process behind that, either that or like, say ETH or XRP, something like that, maybe Cardano. My thought process is that like people aren't going to want to stop buying. They like realize like, okay, it's time to like pony up. Wait, what do I think that we open at? So we're trying to crash China's economy, and China's trying to crash our economy. So if China sees this, they could run it, dude. Like how like the last couple days, like, or like the last like let's say 2 weeks, like we barely had any volume, but like we've had big price movements. I mean, they could honestly just like pour into it and really fuck us. Like really, 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 really fuck us. Like they could run it to 15 tomorrow, or well tonight, while we can do nothing about it, for all we know. Like think about that. And they would literally screw us with our own rules. I mean, like we're I don't know if you were in here when I showed you, but look at this. Like look at all of the Chinese stocks we are delisting. Look at all of them. Like that's a good amount of Chinese stocks. Like we're trying to like crash them. They're trying to crash us. So really, it just depends on that, and it depends on crypto price as well, because SPY is pretty much attached to to Bitcoin as of late. Actually, 2 days ago I did notice a difference, but today it was just attached to it. Don't mind my drawings. I should tell all like the new people. I do like these. I call them speculation lines, or so like a speculation trend, where it'll just kind of like we'll kind of it'll be like a guideline to see kind of like what the trajectory's looking like. Doesn't really always work, but I'd say that it's somewhere around the line, more often than not. See, like we're about to do another 38 or another 13 over 48. I mean, like we could start at $10 tomorrow. We could start at $9 tomorrow. I'm just worried about the options chain, to be honest with you. But that's my biggest concern is the options chain, because if the options chain is let's say that the options chain doesn't roll out tomorrow, I might just exercise my options. I mean, think about it. You get 10 to 1, right? Each contract is worth 100 shares. So if there's no options chain and my contract expire tomorrow, right? I mean, I don't want to eat theta and go out as far as July and pay for time, right? So I might just exercise. And that's what makes BBIG different than all these other squeeze plays. Because like they're incentivizing you to hold on to it until a certain date. Like this one's gonna be different. This one's gonna be like real different. One second, I wanna grab a drink. Okay. I actually forgot how good Dr. Pepper was until like the other day. I was like, yeah, I gotta grab me some of them. Like it was like a minute before, like since then, like I had some. It's bomb as fuck. I'm just waiting to see which one goes next. That's the real question. Let's see what we do with the VWAP. Oh, you know what I want to look at? Let's see. See if any SPAC plays are going crazy. Because if there's a SPAC play going crazy, chances are it's going to be like a hedge fund's way. Like at least this is my interpretation. All right, you know what this stands for? Eaststone. I wonder who the sponsor is. BlackRock, Blackstone. Think about it. See how they're up after hours? Their contracts or their warrants become active at what's called at $11.50. And if their warrants become active at $11.50 and they're up after hours at like 10 something, the chances are they might be acquiring somebody. And they just so happen to own the second most amount of BBIG shares. I'll keep my eye on them. Warrants move a lot quicker than the underlying, by the way. Like this right here is kind of alarming, but the underlying didn't move at all, so a little bit less inclined. That's interesting as well. Eastone, FSRD. Yeah. Okay, so I found one that seems promising. 5, 6 go. I have the same calls. I have actually a good chunk of them. I don't know what they'll be, but they'll be. I mean, worst comes to worst, I just go ahead and I just exercise. I mean that might be an option because if they don't roll up the options chain, I'm not like. I mean, maybe I could roll to next week, but I mean, if they don't roll up tomorrow's or next week's, I'm probably just gonna exercise. Because I'd rather have the what's it called? I'd rather have the extra 10 or 100 shares. I mean, that's 10 shares of Cryptide. And I mean, on a 19 million float, you have to assume that Cryptide's going to eventually be worth like a pretty penny too. And chances are that's going to end up squeezing as well. Because you're talking about like people with BBIG who have been holding for, some of us for a couple months. And then we're getting a stock that is a special dividend for us. So we're going to, want to hold on to that. The hedge funds are going to probably be greedy motherers, and they're probably going to want to short it. And then they're probably going to go ahead and get themselves stuck in a very similar situation, only with the micro float stock. And if you guys know, do you guys know what Cryptide is about? Because I mean, obviously the whole sector is hot, but I mean, Cryptide it could be. Multiple choice. Do I get do I get like within like a certain like amount if I'm right? Like let's say that like I'm within like 15 cents. Does that count? Because I guess that kind of like, okay, we're through the VWAP right now, and we got the parabolic SAR buy signal right down here. We might rip right now. Come on, let's go. Inverse hedge. That looks like an inverse head and shoulders to me off the rip. Sorry, guys. Sorry. That or a cup and handle. I mean, I don't know. But as far as your question goes, do I get like, I don't know, like a 15-cent like cushion or no? Or is it just like straight up like, this is what you said? Like that's what it is? Because that totally depends on my answer. We're gonna rip right here. We are gonna rip. We have a 55 on the RSI. It's getting support off of the VWAP. Come on. If you guys are new in here, if you guys don't mind smashing the like and subscribe, I'd be greatly appreciative. It sucks being a new YouTuber. It really sucks. It's really skewed for like people who are already like well established. And I speculate way too much to kind of hang out on other people's channels. And I don't believe in coincidences. And I feel like I'm pretty good at sniping options. So that's why I just made my own channel. So if you guys would, like, subscribe, I'd be so thankful. Oh man, what other stock is going to be next? Let's see. I want it to be like a mega cap. I really do. Even if I don't have it, I want it to be a mega cap. Yeah, I do gotta start somewhere. I mean, like, no hate to NLST. Hold on a second. NLST. Netlist. Why isn't this popping? What is going on right now? Okay, that's really weird. I don't know what the hell just happened. Let's see. Wow, look at the market cap on this puppy. Low volume. Look at the market cap on that one. Oh, yo. We're looking for like ones with like, a couple billion in the market cap to be moving. That's what we want. Open door. See, the problem is a lot of these people probably had earnings and weren't like just out of the blue. Neuro is huge. They're gonna be huge. They might not be yet, but Neuro will. I think they're gonna be huge. That's not financial advice whatsoever. Please do not take it that way. They're really big into what's called into autonomous driving. Just saying. I was in San Francisco a while back, and I actually met this dude that I was at a party actually, and I was, and so was he. But he told me that he worked for this company called Neuro, and they were about to go public. Oh word. That's probably bad for their case. But anyway, so I was at this party. I was screwed up. He was screwed up. He ended up telling me he told me he was working for this company that was about to go public. And I asked who. He told me Neuro. And then he actually pulled up. I don't know why he did this. Like, he shouldn't have done this. But he pulled up the company's like Discord, and he was like letting me like screw with it. So like he was like, I want to say like on like the verge of being blacked out, but he wasn't like blacked out. And like I was drunk, but like I wasn't like a mess. And I was like going through this dude's phone for like fucking like 15 minutes. And I was like digging through like their like problems chat and like their goals chat and all that kind of stuff. They seem like they have a lot of ambitious people over there, and they do have permits for like driverless autonomous vehicles, at least in California. I believe that there might be one in Texas now too. Maybe Vegas too. I know that when I was in Vegas, I got there was like a BMW as an Uber, and they told me I couldn't take pictures inside because it was like a test model. But like the navigation screen on it was like, it wasn't like a normal navigation screen. It was like a computer screen with like, it was like green, and it had like, I don't know, you could tell that they were programming it basically. And the dude in the front seat was on a laptop the whole time, just like frying away at it. It's pretty wild. I don't know who they worked for though. All I know is that it was a BMW. And that is going to be the next breakthrough, if I think, is AI. Just because it's like, what did they say in the Joe Rogan show? It's like once you get the genie out of the bottle, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I just really hope that the AI doesn't fuck us up. Because there is a possibility of that happening. What do you guys think? You think we're going back over this VWAP? Or you think we're going to get slapped? Because if we get slapped, I might sell like a BlackRock, even though I probably shouldn't. And I might buy more BBIG if it goes down to $3 again. Or maybe I'll sell some backed. But that wouldn't be as much. Because if I sell a BlackRock, I gotta at least get 200 shares, which would be like 20 Cryptide. I just don't want, what's it called? I don't want China to run us up. Japan trades tomorrow too. Japan had a bank holiday. Let's see when they, hold on a second. I'm pretty sure they had a bank holiday. Yeah, Japan all day yesterday. And then they trade before us today. So yeah, Japan's gonna trade in front of us to like overnight as well. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Japan's currency was like really taking a hit. So pretty sure that they're down to do anything to increase their the worth of their dollar as well. All right, it's not a big deal. We're just in a descending wedge. Yeah, we're gonna catch ourselves here somewhere. We just did a decent amount of volume. Oh, that VWAP's got to swing too. Yeah. Are you guys in any other plays? Like, talk to me. Tell me like what else you guys are feeling. I'm really deep in MULN lately. Like really deep. Any of you guys in MULN? Or ATER? Other than like AMC and GameStop, because I'm sure you guys are. Nobody wants to talk? MULN? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Did you see that? Did you see what they released today, this morning? Or no? They're doing a what's it called? They're doing like a tour, and apparently there's going to be like a sport, I guess a sport model of the 5 that they're producing, and that is going to be on the North American tour with them. So that's pretty dope. I think at least. For MULN, dude, yeah. I might have to join you on that call, like on the call wagon. As far as MULN goes, I currently have. I think here, I don't want to lie, so let me just pull up on my other screen here. Let's see. How many MULN do I have? You guys look into MNTS, by the way. They signed a contract with SpaceX, by the way. So I have 40 contracts for next week. Well, they're split between 2 and 2.5. And then I have 6,186 shares. And I had a lower net cost basis, but then I just kept buying it. My net cost is like 162 now, but I originally started buying it at like it was at like what, 151, and then I just kept buying and buying and buying, and then it was higher. It was at like 165, and then I started to average down. Yeah. I got you on BBIG. What's that? And I got off, and then I saw BBIG go off, and I was like, I should probably get back on. It's like I'm gonna be staring at the screen anyway. Well, this is good. So we have a net borrow on the day of 1.68%, and that means that 17.12, so 17.12% is on the free float. Well, short interest is on the free float. Cost to borrow average currently is 36.15. And then now this was when we were kind of volume suppressed, so this might be like a little bit watered down. But on the 26th of April, it said that the days to cover was 1.67. However, with the high amount of volume that I think that we're going to see, I think that the days to cover is going to drastically decrease. So after this candle, because this looks like a nice candle, I just want to pull something up. I'll pull like something up from MULN up. MULN is just a gamma launchpad, essentially, just like BBIG. In a way. I don't want to say it's just like BBIG, because BBIG is like you hold it and then you receive something. So it's like I'm gonna hold my straight shares. I'm gonna make money on my options. But MULN is, I see it as like a long term type of deal. I mean, if say that their battery technology is as good as is perceived, they could license it out to other manufacturers and make bank. They don't even have to produce cars at that point. And then let's say that like the 5 didn't work out, right? They're still going to be a very, very profitable company. They would just be slimmed down a little bit, and I mean, honestly, the share price would probably still kick butt if they just focused on batteries and they were releasing it, or they were like licensing out battery technology. We're gonna get a candle here in a minute, but I just want to do this real quick. Just look at the barcoding, bro. It's been doing this for like, I don't know, like 3 weeks. It just their margins are so tight, like so tight. Oh man. Any other plays other than MULN? Like, are any of you guys on ATER? Like, it's got like a 41% short interest, and it's on threshold. It's just, yeah. Hold on one second. My dad just rolled up and just cut my grass for me. Hey, thanks for cutting the grass, Dad. I'm live, so.
What?
I'm live, but thank you for cutting the grass. I'm all right. Let's see. Yeah, 4.67 down on ATER. That was down to 10. That was negative 10% at one point. So like that's definitely feeling some pressure.
Do you want some chili?
Some chili.
If you do come to
Nah, I'm gonna be watching this chart till 8 probably. Yeah, you too, Pops. Catch you later. Thanks again. For what? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fine. Sounds good. Yep. See you. Sweet. We're going for my grandfather's birthday to my favorite restaurant. I'll take it. I will take that all day long. That's a win. I'm waiting for these EMAs to get on top of each other because it's going to move again, I'm thinking. It already tried to move over the VWAP once. I should just go to tops instead. Wait, are we going to go? No. These are, if you guys are unfamiliar with these, they're called parabolic SARs. It's like a lagging indicator though. So like, say that I'm like convinced that I'm about to hop into a position, basically, right? That will, like, if that pops up right after, it'll confirm basically if it's a good idea or not. Like, see how like that was actually a sell signal, right? And we're getting buy candles. And then you see how that one was just red there, and then it flipped over here. It lags, but I like it because it gives me that like confirmation, like, hey, you're not a dummy. That was actually a pretty good, a pretty good entry. Or in some cases, you're just like, I think I got like a perfect bottom tick. Like if I'm doing like call sniping, and then all of a sudden that parabolic SAR pops up, it's like, yes, like I was definitely in the zone. I'm gonna look at the order book real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me see what the other one looks like. All right, let's see the order book. 385 is next heavy resistance. So we really shouldn't have much in the way until 385. I don't know what's. I mean, we have the VWAP that we're dealing with right now, but other than that, that's about it. Remember, the 52-week high is 12. It's pretty much 1250. It's 1249. We might open up at, like, honestly, like at the what's it called, at the 52-week high. Like if this goes and our next biggest resistance is at 385 and we smoke that, I mean, it's hard to say like where it'll stop because there's just so much more, like when it comes to like the volume, there's so many more buys and sells. Like the sells are there, don't get me wrong, like people are obviously taking profit, but there's nowhere near the amount of sells that there are buys. Here we go. It's going right up to at least 385. 419 is going to be the next one after that, it looks like. So 385 and then 419. So that means we should cruise right through my heavy resistance line. There is a decent amount of people trying to sell at 420. Just saying. Like, I don't know if it's an iceberg bid or what, but it keeps popping up and it keeps saying that there's like 8,000 some. So like we might actually get stalled around like 419. It keeps popping up and then disappearing though, so I don't know. I mean, I'll check it when we get closer. I want to just look at this real quick. I just want to see if it's a squeeze, like an after-hour squeeze. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Do they have earning? They missed. Okay, that's a. Oh, they're gonna fuck. They're gonna screw somebody with that. They missed on earnings, and it's running like that. That is intentionally to screw with people's margins. It's got to be. Like, how do you miss on earnings yet still run that much? Especially if like you are that heavy of a company. Like that's a couple $1 billion company. It's got to be in a few ETFs. Hey, what was the name of it again? It was IRTC. 1 second. I'm gonna find out how many have that IRTC. IRTC ETF. There's 60. So there's 60 ETFs with that company that missed, but it's still up 30% and is worth a couple $1 billion market cap. I mean, that's definitely gonna screw with people. How do you miss that bad and then just go up? I really am under the impression that they are going to how do I say this without scaring the crap out of everybody? I have a feeling they're going to purposely crash the market. I don't know. I feel like they're going to go ahead and they're going to crash the market, and then they're going to start a conflict with China going after Taiwan, and Russia with the Ukraine, and they're going to blame the vid. They're going to blame the war. It might be a Cold War type situation. And then they're gonna try to sweep all the stock market manipulation as if they didn't do anything wrong, or allow crimes to be committed for this long. And they're gonna go ahead and just throw it all on an XRP ledger. That's my interpretation of what I think is gonna happen. I mean, I don't see any other way coming back from inflation issues this bad. I don't. She's gonna go again. Here we go. RSI's cooled off a little bit. We're over the MACD. Get ready for a grown-up candle. Anything else going? I don't know who's in here, who the last people left standing are, but I'm gonna throw you a bone. Look into this company. I'm not saying to buy it because that would be financial advice. I'm not saying to buy it. Look into this company right here. They are heavy.